Okay, Dave, how would you fix the Olympics? Okay, the Olympics are broken, okay? They're broken. And the Olympics suffer from a problem that most sports, especially here in the United States of America, they all suffer from, and that's over-commercialization. It just ruins sports. It ruins the competitive nature of sports. You know, players are paid too much. There's too much money involved. TV rights. It's a joke. The whole thing, stadium funding, it's a joke. And I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to get into this giant problem that is sports in at least the United States, but I'm sure too in Europe with football in Europe. There's a lot of money involved, and it just corrupts everything, and it just kind of, so many people I've talked to, even here in the United States, they don't watch football anymore. It's just like there's too much politics and crap in it. You know what I'm saying? Too much money, too much politics, too much this, too much that, too many commercials. It's unbearable. It's awful. It's not real competition anymore. Jump into the Olympics. The Olympics is no exception to that. It's all, these host cities, it's so friggin' expensive now to host the Olympics. It's a gigantic problem, and they're so big and they're so commercial, and then there's just so much politics in it, and medal counts and countries, and we're ahead of China's ahead of us, and it ruins the whole thing. It just ruins. And then you have the Olympians and their deals, their money deals, and I don't know. The whole thing is just a mess. And we need to fix it, and it ain't going to get fixed because money is the bottom line with the Olympics. And if you take money out of the mix, things are not going to get fixed. There's just no way that's going to happen in this day and age. But let's start with the location of where they have the Olympics, okay? This whole thing about having it in a different city every time, they have the Summer Olympics and, then the Winter Olympics every 2 years, and then the Summer Olympics, and then the Winter Olympics, and having it in places, and it's a mess. That alone is just a mess. So let's at least make a start, and that's just say, let's have one place for each of the Olympics, okay? One place for the Summer Olympics, one place for the Winter Olympics, and make it a permanent Olympic facility. The Olympic Committee can buy the land or buy the facilities or work out with the local government, and let's just have the Summer Olympics in the same place every year and the Winter Olympics in the same place. Now, they can be different places because I think, I was thinking Greece, okay? Greece is, of course, where the Olympics all came from, and if that's the heritage. So the Olympic Committee should somehow get together and get some facilities in Greece or help the Greek government fund them, and Summer Olympics every 4 years in Greece. Okay, that's it. Permanent place. There we go. And then for the Winter Olympics, you could say, I don't know. We get into politics now because where do you put the Winter Olympics? You could put them in Asia, you could put them in America, you could put them in Europe. Let's just throw them to Switzerland. Let's have all the Olympics in Europe, okay? Because that's kind of where they came from. That's where their heritage is. So we'll put the Winter Olympics in Switzerland, okay? So every 4 years, alternating with the Summer Olympics, all the Winter Olympics are in Switzerland, and then the Summer Olympics are in Greece. And there's a permanent facility there that's built to hold them. We don't have this whole thing of cities bidding for the Olympics and all this crazy stuff going on and all the crap that goes on with that. And that's that, okay? I was saying maybe we could put the Winter Olympics in somewhere like Denver, which would be a cool place, but then you're going to have the Asian countries. No, we need to have them over here, and let's just Europe, put all the Olympics in Europe, Greece and Switzerland, and that's it. No more change of venues, okay? At least that's a start, a little start to getting some sanity back in the Olympics. It's just become such a joke right now, such a giant corporate F fest, and then they got to really, crack down on the commercialization of the Olympics, I don't know. Part of the problem, I think, is they're so expensive to hold now that corporations and giant big money things are so involved in the Olympics, and it's corrupted it, and it's all that. We need to go start from scratch, have the Olympics in a home base every year, every whenever they have them. Greece in the summer, Switzerland in the winter, and really start getting the corporation corruption money out of it and get back to the original idea of what the Olympics were. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they should just say, the heck with the TV rights, let anybody cover the Olympics. Let them be on any channel they want to be on. You know, signing these agreements with certain networks, you know, for exclusivity. You know, you can't even like report the results ahead of time. It's like, oh no, don't, you know, let anybody cover them. Let them be on any network. PBS wants to cover them. Make them totally, you know, royalty free. You know, just completely change the Olympics. Get the money out of it. You know, give the Summer and Winter Olympics a permanent home, and just transform them completely. And guess what? They may actually be turned back into a real competition. You know what I'm saying? It'll not happen because money runs everything. It's like saying take money out of NFL football. That ain't gonna happen, okay? No, you could do a lot of things to national NFL football in America today that would make it a better sport and make it more competitive. But because there's so much money and there's so much corruption and it's so ingrained, that ain't gonna happen. And it's the same thing with the Olympics. You know, I'm telling you this, nothing is gonna happen. The Olympics aren't gonna change. It's just, there's too much. The whole system now is just too screwed up. And so basically, I don't watch them anymore. I mean, I may watch even the opening ceremonies this year with, you know, an empty stadium. It's just like, why watch? You know, it's silly, you know? I don't know. What do you think? I think the Olympics, you know, I don't know. People are going to tune them out more and more, I think, as we go on. And they're just tired of all the side crap and the commercialism of it. It's ruined the Olympics. They aren't, you know, they're just not worth paying attention to anymore, you know? They just aren't. They can be fixed, but the money is so entrenched in them today, it ain't gonna happen. But, you know, we can hope, right? Camo Dave can throw his 2 cents worth in, and that's what I'll do here. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Plug under.